Hello everyone, it's me, and yeah, I am sure that you've noticed I have not posted any videos since my very first NaNoWrapUp vlog this year. I wanted to, I just didn't. I filmed a bunch of stuff for the week 2 vlog, and I had every intention of, editing it, posting it, keeping this thing going, but I didn't. I kind of lost myself, if that makes sense. I was editing and I just really hated the way that I looked, and it kind of just thrust me into this pit of insecurity and self-esteem issues, and so just in a frenzy I just deleted all the footage because I couldn't do it. That was kind of like on top of me feeling lost with my writing, so it's like I just was having a lot of issues with my appearance and also with my writing. Like I was just having, I guess, an identity crisis. That's the only thing I can think to describe it. So yeah, it is Tuesday, November 30th, and I did keep writing like throughout the month of November, even though I wasn't posting. If you follow me on Instagram, I did go a little radio silent for a little while, but I did occasionally share updates, like word count updates. I've essentially been on track the whole month, and yeah, so I just kind of wanted to film like a little wrap-up video, say where I disappeared to, and kind of talk about my future plans, maybe? I don't know. So yeah, like I said, it's Tuesday, November 30th. I am not at work today because I didn't call out. I put in to be off today because I went to a concert last night with my brother and my sister-in-law. And it was really fun. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, I've just been fangirling about it ever since I bought the tickets. It was for this band called Twerp. If you are a fan of Ninja Sex Party or the Game Grumps, you may have heard of Twerp. They're just really awesome, and I'm not going to ramble too much about the show, except to say that it was really, really fun. I had a great time, and my brother bought me these Twerp pins that I put on my planner / bullet journal pouch. But yeah, so I knew the concert was coming up, so I did make sure to stay on top of my word count because I wasn't sure how much writing I would get done the day of the concert and the day after, yesterday and today. But it turns out yesterday I actually hit 50,000 words, so not a bad deal. I'll tell you my total in a minute. First, I'm going to say more about my identity crisis thing. Paranormal and fantasy, they are, that is my favorite genre to consume, whether it's books or movies or, TV shows, even video games. I'm all about paranormal stuff and fantasy, which I also use to mean like urban fantasy, light fantasy, magical realism, anything, that's not just contemporary, I guess. That is my favorite genre to consume, so it would make sense that that would also be my favorite genre to write. However, I am discovering that that is not actually the case. Also, I have a pimple patch because I had a big pimple on my nose, so if you were wondering what the weird little thing on my nose was, that's what it is, it's a pimple patch. But anyway, as I was saying, sorry, I wrote notes because if I don't know what to say. I think I can come up with really good ideas in that genre. I think I can come up with fun ideas and exciting new things, like a new spin on a favorite trope or something. I think I'm really good at that, and I think I'm really good at coming up with cool characters. I'm not trying to brag or toot my own horn. I just feel like those are my strengths. Just coming up with the idea, and also my characters I think are my strongest points when I write. And I usually love my ideas. For example, this idea, Heartlines. I love the idea, I love the plot. I had so many plans for the future, and my characters, I'm absolutely in love with them. But writing it was not really fun. Not even after I turned off my inner editor and was just letting the words fly like I used to write when I was younger. It just was not fun. I am a perfectionist at heart, but at the same time, it just wasn't fun. It wasn't that it wasn't good enough, I just was not having fun with it, and I think ultimately I just can't write paranormal and fantasy. I think my brain just does not translate it well enough to paper, and it sucks. Honestly, it really sucks because, like I said, it's my favorite genre. So when I think of an idea, the first thing I think of is, okay, but what's the magical aspect of it? What's the paranormal aspect of it? I'm not sure what genre I am best at. When I think back to, older stories that friends and family like to read, I think they were all mostly like contemporary, so maybe I'm gonna play around with some contemporary ideas for a little while. I really don't know. Whatever I write, it's gonna be romance. That's a given, because I'm a hopeless romantic. But I really have no idea at this point, and in feeling lost about that, I also began to question, should I even be writing young adult, which is also my favorite genre to read. For the longest time, obviously, I thought I was a young adult paranormal author, and more it seems like I just can't write that, and I don't know where the disconnect is, because I feel like I used to have no trouble writing it. So all of these feelings kind of, oh God, have I been wasting all of this time writing this stuff, versus should I even keep writing at all? Should I make writing a hobby now instead of a passion? What should I do? And then the imposter syndrome kicks in, and it's just not been very fun. But like I said, I have been writing, so, I haven't given up. And even though, I question whether I should stop writing, writing is my favorite thing to do. It's kind of the only thing I feel like I'm reasonably okay at. So I'm not gonna stop doing it. It's just been really difficult dealing with all of these feelings. And I know I'm not alone, so I feel safe sharing that with you guys. I know I'm not the only person in the world to ever experience this. It's just, of all the times to hit me, it hits me during NaNoWrapUp, like, come on. So yeah, like I said, I think for a little while I might play around with some contemporary ideas that I have. Shorter stories. I'm not going to aim for these big complicated plots with these like humongous universes and all this lore that I need to impart into the story. I think I'm just going to reel it in a little bit and have fun with it, most importantly, but just kind of relax and tell a good story without trying to tell a story that I want to be a sensation that sweeps the world. Because I know that's what we all want, right? Like, I want to be the next Stephenie Meyer. I'm not a Stephenie Meyer fan, but I want to be the next Stephenie Meyer, I want to be the next Leah Bardugo, or however you say her name. Like, I want to have these big sprawling universes that have these wonderful rich stories that get adaptations, like, but I think I'm trying too hard. I think I'm forcing it, or trying to force it, and that makes it not fun. So I'm just gonna dial things back a little bit and just have fun and work on something gentle, work on something at a lighter pace, something that isn't so complicated and doesn't have like a really heavy plot, just something simple and sweet. I think that's what I'm gonna work on for now. So yeah, like I said, I did win NaNoWrapUp. I did not finish the story. So yesterday I wrote chapter 14 in its entirety, and it ended up being 2,823 words, which was the little push that I needed to just make it over the finish line, and I ended up with 50,059 words, so I just barely made it, but I made it. I think I'm right around the part, kind of the bad guys are closing in. It's almost the dark night of the soul. Honestly, I might be getting that wrong. It might be that the Dark Knight has to come before the bad guys close in. I'm not 100%. I don't feel like looking at my outline, but I'm definitely past the midpoint, and I'm near the end, but not like that close to the end. So if we're at 50,000 now, and I would estimate that if I continued this story, I might finish this draft around 90,000 words. But the thing is, I'm not going to finish this, at least not now. I'm just going to hold off. I'm going to throw it on the back burner and possibly come back to it at another time. I just feel like this story was a little too ambitious for me at this current point in my life. Like I said, I love my characters, and I do love the story that I made. I love the plot, and I love the way I tied everything together, and I love the ideas that I had for the future like novels in this series. I loved everything about it except writing it, and that is my problem. It just felt so weird writing it because I was not having fun. And it's like in my head I kept thinking I just have to get to this scene and then it'll be fun. I just have to get to this scene and then it'll be fun. And it was like a broken record, and then it didn't ever actually pan out that way. So I'm not gonna work on this for a little while. I'm gonna kind of shelve it for now, and maybe, you know, maybe next NaNoWrapUp I will feel like coming back to it. I don't know. So yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, like a little NaNoWrapUp, kind of an apology, which I feel like I'm always posting on this channel. It seems like whenever things are going really good, social media wise for me, like I'm being present, I'm answering people, I'm, you know, posting regularly, I'm, you know, being social and not being afraid of everyone. Like, it seems like whenever things are going good, something in my brain switches and sabotages it, and I turn into a depressed shut-in who doesn't want to talk to anybody. And it's just really hard sometimes. And like I said, of all the months for that to happen, it had to be November, of course. I am not going to ramble too much longer. I am tempted to make a video and talk about my concert experience last night with my Space Boys twerp, but I will not. It was just really fun, and I encourage you to check out twerp. They are amazing. And yeah, I got called a nerd by the guitarist Lord Phobos because they had a Q&A, and you put your question on a piece of paper, and they had a question on there that said, "Where are you from?" And I put Tatooine, and Lord Phobos read it and called me a nerd, and that was awesome. And yeah, so it was a really fun night, and I really needed that after, you know, how shitty November was. Work has sucked lately, so I needed it for that too. And today, not to, you know, bum y'all out, today has been a year exactly since McLovin went, and I am not really sad about it anymore. I was able to get over the sadness. I still just really, really miss him, and I wish I had been able to say goodbye to him. And it just gets really hard sometimes, like if I think about it for too long, I just miss him. And so I knew that was coming up, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel on that day. And fortunately, I feel pretty okay. I just miss him. So yeah, I think I'm going to get off of here now. And I guess I'll update you guys when I start writing a new story. I'm in the brainstorming process right now, naming characters, all the fun stuff that I love to do. If you want like regular updates, I would definitely go to my Instagram. I typically mostly just post in my Instagram story all the time, but I do make, like, you know, regular posts there too. And I guess I would say that's probably the social media I'm most active on. So if you have an Instagram, you know, give me a follow. I'll follow you back. We can be friends. But I do flake out and turn into a depressed shut-in from time to time. So, you know, fair warning. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below how your November went. How was Nano for you if you were participating? Did you win? Did you not win? I don't want to say lose because, I don't know, I don't think there's any real loss when you're doing Nano because you still wrote new words, you still participated, you still engaged with the writing community, so I don't think it's a loss if you don't hit 50K. But yeah, so what was your NaNoWrapUp experience like? Do you have any tips for dealing with imposter syndrome? Do you have any tips on figuring out what your genre is? Like, do you just know, or is everyone confused? Like, does everyone just kind of walk around wondering, is this for me? Is that for me? Like, I don't know. I don't know anything. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe, all that fun stuff down below, and I will see you all in my next video, whenever that is. And I really apologize for always flaking out, and I really appreciate that y'all are still here, and I just really love y'all, and thank you for always being there. And I will see you in my next video, whenever that is. Thank you so much for watching.